Jake Paul has been calling out Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz for a very long time, and he offered Jorge Masvidal $5 million to fight against him. But it seems like fight fans should stop dreaming about that fight between him and Masvidal. In the recent podcast with famous trainer Teddy Atlas, UFC president cleared that Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz are not going to fight with Jake Paul. Also, President Dana White criticized Jake Paul. He don't want to fight with his own size fighter, and he want to fight with older and retired fighter.
Is there any scenario in which you allow Nate Diaz or Masvidal to fight Jake Paul?
No.
I figured that was the answer, but I know that's what people want to ask. People want to know.
You notice he wants to fucking fight everybody that's not in his weight class. You know, guys that are older and all this bullshit. Go find a boxer. Go hump somebody else's leg, you goofball.
UFC star Sean O'Malley has predicted who gonna win the boxing match between him versus Jake Paul.
Yo, before I answer your question, can I ask you a question? You're an incredible striker, like literally a very, very good striker, and you knock everybody out. And you know, I know you pay a lot of attention to the Jake Paul fights, and you saw what happened with Tyron Woodley. This is just me being completely curious. What would happen if you put on gloves and trained and you fought Jake Paul? Like, what would the outcome be?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Me versus Jake Paul in a boxing match. I will say Jake probably has more power than me, maybe. I mean, if we were to just throw a straight hit, he might hit harder than me. He's quite a bit bigger guy. When it comes to speed, I think I would probably take that. When it comes to timing, I've been training for 11 years. He's been training for 3, and I'm very, very, very impressed with how good he has gotten in such short time. Let's say he's, 200 pounds walking around?
He runs 190 when he fights.
190 when he fights. I walk around to 154, 155 right now. I mean, fuck, it's a tough question. I don't think I personally could knock out Tyron Woodley. I mean, Tyron box. But I do think I don't know. I think Tim might have a better answer to that. I really don't know. What do you think?
Dude, it's just...
I love Jake, by the way. Everyone knows I'm Jake.
I know that.
Good question. What do you think?
Dude, it's just so hard to say unless it happened. If Jake could put the pressure on him and put him in a corner consistently, or if Sugar could bounce around and he couldn't catch his speed, it's just so hard to say.
I'm very hard to hit, Mike Malak. I don't like getting hit in the head, and I've acquired a very slick defensive style. That's an interesting one, Mike.
Former 2-division UFC champion Henry Cejudo is joining Eagle Fighting Championship commentary decks. Talking with famous MMA journalist Smo, Henry Cejudo reveals that EFC is more professional than UFC and very excited to work with them.
Last week, the Schmo was in Miami for Khabib Nurmagomedov's Eagle FC press conference. And then a couple days later, you are there. Dry rehearsal, because congratulations, Triple C, you're joining the Eagle FC commentary team. How was it over the weekend for you, man, for that dry rehearsal?
Oh, man, I tell you what, Shmo, these people are just professionals, man. They know that they're going to attack Khabib to their name, that they got to do things right. So everything from the commentating to the fights to the lighting to the music to the spectators, it's not going to be open just like to the public. Like, it's going to be a pretty cool invite-only league that's just going to, I believe it's going to revolutionize a lot. It reminds me a lot of like the Apex, but it's just a little bit better because these people took over a whole TV studio and it's an arena. It's super, super cool. I can't wait.